day's a day. A bad luck's always a coming my way.
Now, baby, go on. Hold your breath. Make a wish. And count to 3. And come with us, and you will be in a world of pure imagination. And that is exactly what this video is. A bit of pure imagination. It's a Grimm adventure in Munich, Germany, where today we're going to be tracking down the filming locations to a movie that we grew up with and we love, called Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Today's a rainy day in Munich, which to us is a perfect day to film. We get a little wet, but the sky makes for some great pictures. Now, we're not going to be visiting all of the filming locations to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, but some of the most memorable ones that have stuck with both Jessica and I and you since we were kids. And the first one that we're going to visit, what everybody wants to see, is the gates to the Chocolate Factory. All right, I cannot believe we're standing here. I got goosebumps, and it's not because it's cold. You feeling it, baby girl? Like the magic?
Hold on.
Are you okay?
Well, you have to see it from a child's view, like when you were small, right? Now yes, it looks just like I thought it would.
All right, so let's line up some shots. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory came out in the year 1971, which means a lot has definitely changed. But it is really nice to see that the stonework for the gate is still here. The gate is different. I'm guessing they probably had a prop gate here. But we're first introduced to the Chocolate Factory from right outside the gates, just like this. There is a band playing because, well, the kids are about to go inside, and the camera goes up and we see the courtyard. We see this building on the left, we see this building on the right. Everything still looks the same. Now, once I put the camera in here, let's tilt it up a little bit. Pay close attention to this part of this building over here, as well as those windows. Now, what's interesting about the center of your screen, you see that new building. That is blocking the clock tower and what would have been the Wonka smokestack. Man, I can't believe we're standing here. Now here's a little bit of movie magic. Just to the right of that building and just past that tree that's in the center of your screen is where they built the fake entrance to the Wonka factory that Gene Wilder walks out of. Everybody is watching from this side of the gate as Willy Wonka walks towards them with a cane and a slight limp. Now, this is where we get one of the most iconic kind of trickery scenes of the entire movie. So Willy Wonka is slowly walking towards the gate from that fake entrance. And of course, the ground and the pavement was a lot different. But when this happens, you get a view of the house from right about here. And there's a red carpet, and he's walking the red carpet. And keep in mind, he's got this limp, and this is the first time people have seen him in God knows how long. And he's walking towards the gate, and the cane gets stuck in the ground, and he takes a step forward, and then he does a somersault. It's amazing. When it came to casting the now iconic role of Willy Wonka, everybody wanted to play the part. And I mean everybody auditioned for it. But ultimately, Gene Wilder got it. But he had one request. He said he wouldn't do the movie unless, when his character came out, everybody would be watching and he'd be walking out with a cane and he'd have this limp and everybody would think that he was a cripple. And then the cane would get stuck in the ground and he would keep walking and then he would realize, oh, wait a second, I don't have the cane. It's all trickery. And then he would do a somersault, he would jump up and everybody would cheer. Now, the director and the writer, they said, well, why on earth would you want to do that? And he said, well, because from that point on, nobody would know if I was lying or telling the truth. Genius. It blows my mind that right now I am standing and walking where Gene Wilder was walking in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. The adult me is keeping us cool, but the kid me, I'm losing my gourd. So this direction right here is the same way that the red carpet was. And Gene Wilder was walking with his cane right up to this gate where Jessica is, and everybody was watching him. And pretty much right where I am standing right now is where he did that somersault. I got goosebumps. I got some serious goosebumps right now. Now, sadly, I don't remember the first time I saw Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, but I remember watching Gene Wilder do this somersault, and I wanted to do the somersault in the same exact spot. I'm a lot older now, so I'm not gonna do it. I know, sad, right? But just being able to stand here and see this, wow. Now this is quite fitting. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but there are kids screaming off in the distance. There's a school about a block down to our left, and it sounds like recess has begun. So the kids are screaming, they're having fun. Now, this is where we get Willy Wonka standing at the gate, pretty much right where Jessica is, welcoming the golden ticket winners into his factory.
Thank you. Welcome, my friends. Welcome to my chocolate factory. Would you come forward, please?
And they all walk across the courtyard. You see that building right there. They walk right past the house again, right over to that fake entrance to the Wonka factory. Oh man, talk about pure imagination, right? When you're out on the road making videos like this, you don't have control over the weather. We were here at the gate yesterday filming and we got rained out, and so there's a few things that we weren't able to document. So we came back today. It is a bright, beautiful day, complete contrast from the way that it was. So we're gonna finish this here, and then we're gonna also film some other things in the bright, beautiful sun that we couldn't do yesterday. So it's gonna be sprinkled in between. I love that some of these buildings still look the same, like that one with the windows right there behind the stone gate. Now every night on his walk home, Charlie Bucket passes the Chocolate Factory. And this one particular night in the movie, he pauses right at the center of the gate there. Now, of course, this tree wasn't here, but he pauses right where Jessica is and he looks at the Chocolate Factory. And then he walks over to this portion of the wall. You can see the cutout, the circular cutout there. We get a shot of Charlie looking through the wooden bars here at the Chocolate Factory. And through the bars, you see the clock tower as well as the smokestack that lights up with the word Wonka. All of that is hidden by that new building that's there. Now, this is very interesting. When you look at this scene, I'm gonna pull back a little bit. It looks like there's a horizontal bar or a horizontal piece of wood. That is no longer here. But you can see, if you turn the camera, you can see that it used to be there. I don't know if somebody stole it or if somebody broke it, but this is it. How fun is that? While Charlie's looking up at the chocolate factory, he gets startled by a very creepy guy with a very creepy warning. What does he say, baby Ghoul?
Up the airy mountain, down the rushing glen, we dare not go a-hunting for fear of little men.
And as he backs away, he says, you see, nobody ever goes in and nobody ever comes out. Oh, this is amazing.
The airy mountain, down the rushing glen, we dare not go a-hunting for fear of little men. You see.
We decided to walk down the street to see if we can still see that clock tower. Now that building right there is the back side of where we were just filming. This is the new building that we were pointing out. And just beyond that, you can see it. It got some work happening on it, some restoration, but right about the center of your screen is the clock tower from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Man, I love it. When it comes to the exteriors of the Wonka factory, this is pretty much it. All of the interiors were a set that they built. And trust me, I wish we could visit them. I really do. But we have other locations that we still need to check out. So from here, further into Munich we go, because we've got a couple more surprises up our sleeve, including what I like to call the Slugworth Tunnel. We now find ourselves in front of Charlie Bucket's school, which can be seen right after the opening credits at the beginning of the movie. School lets out and the kids come rushing out of this building right here, down those steps towards where we are standing right now. And of course we're gonna line up all the different shots, but there's one thing we need to show first, and that's on the back side of this building. The first shot we're gonna line up is in this alleyway that's right behind the building, and we have to walk around the corner to get to it. Now, if you're familiar with the movie, which if you're watching this, you probably are, then you know this clock tower. Oh yeah, the very first shot of the movie. Well, it's not perfect, but I think this is as close as we're gonna get to the actual shot from the movie. Opening shot, right after the credits, we get this, and the bell tolls, letting us know that the kids are getting ready to leave the building. Now, fun thing about this building is not really a school, it's actually a church. Now, for the scenes that we want to line up where the kids leave this building, we have to go through this little archway right here to the front of the building. Because it's still raining, we have our umbrellas, which is quite smart if you ask me, because it says it's not supposed to rain, then all of a sudden we have a downpour, and then it's gone, and then it comes back again. But we already walked the area. Everything still looks the same. This is gonna blow your mind. I know it's a very quick scene, but it's still really cool. And they are doing some renovations, but I think they might have stopped because of the rain, at least for today. Yeah, right over here. Now, of course, they were standing right over where Jessica is, with the camera pointed to where I am. But in the movie, the kids would be running me over right now, with school letting out. The first shot of the kids coming out of the buildings was taken from about this angle right here. You can see that blue bag, there's a door right behind it. They're coming out of that one, as well as the door that's on the left-hand side of your screen. In fact, this door that's behind the blue bag, if you look closely at the scene, they show a close-up of the kids coming out of this door. It's the same. It's the same markings, everything. The kids run across the courtyard, and when they do this, you can see that door that's behind Jessica. You can see those apartments across the way, and then they run down these steps. And the camera looks over the stone railing at them as they make it down to the bottom and they run across the street towards the candy store. I love the little hop. I know, it's such a quick scene, but it's the very first scene, the opening scene to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. So of course, we had to come here. And now we're heading over to where the candy store once stood. Now you have to remember that Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory was filmed in 1970 and it came out in 1971. So a lot has definitely changed. And this part of this video is going to really showcase just that. Now, this little square that we're standing in right now didn't look like this back when they made the movie. Oh, you guys are gonna love this. It's funny, all of this is a perfect blend of old buildings and new buildings. Now the first thing that we're gonna point out is this storefront right here that's on the other side of this white van. Now doing this, pay close attention to the windows, the walls, this little ledge, this little overhang right there, as well as this door over here. Because as Charlie Bucket is walking down the sidewalk, now mind you, this is the scene where he finds the coin in the grate. You can see this behind him. Now, when I said that a lot of it has changed, you're gonna see this building on the right-hand side as we walk backwards. This is still the same. But to the left, you can see the leaves. This little square wasn't here. It used to be that the cars can park right up against to where I'm standing, and he would have been walking kind of like zigzagging right in the front of the cars. Which means when he finds the coin, it's right over here somewhere. And everything's covered in leaves, but it's gone. It's dirt, trees have been planted and what have you not. So they moved everything, including the street where you drive on. I find they've been doing that a lot here. It's almost like everywhere you look, there's a park. Now Jessica was just pointing out something. You see where this bike is? That is roughly the spot where Charlie Bucket found the coin in the little drainage area. Now, they moved the sidewalk, they moved the streets. You can see that the cars are parking a little bit further back. And this whole block that we're pointing the camera down has changed quite a bit too. I mean, it's unbelievable what they've done, but right at Jessica's feet is a drainage hole. And in front of every shop going down there in almost a perfect line, you'll find another drainage area just like this one, which means that it's right in line to the one that Charlie found the coin in. This is how crazy we are. So if we were to draw a perfect line from that drainage hole right there, straight across, that should give you an idea what we're talking about. Pretty neat. Now we aren't the first people to play this game. Where are the filming locations to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? But it does take having your boots on the ground to kind of figure it all out, to walk the history and see it. But this right here is where Bill's candy shop once stood. Crazy, right? Now, I don't know if you've ever noticed this before, but watch that scene again. Whenever Charlie Bucket walks into the candy shop, if you look at the store right next to it, it's an empty lot. There's even a scene where there's a guy, like an extra, walking down between the buildings. That's no longer like that. There's an actual store there now. So you see what I mean? A lot has changed. Now try to follow me with this. There's a scene where Charlie Bucket is looking into the window of the candy shop and the camera is looking back at him. Now, behind Charlie Bucket, you can see two windows on the building across the street. Now, I'm going to try not to get hit by a car and do this all in one long camera movement. But right over this way, Oh, this is fun. Even though this building over here has been renovated, the windows are still the same. That's fun. You can see them clear as day in the shot. In fact, this entire building on the left-hand side looks like it's brand new. Well, it wasn't here whenever they made the movie. But we still know where the newsstand was, where Charlie Bucket finds out that the last golden ticket was a fake and that there was one more out there. And the newsstand used to stand right here. And we know this because the building right next to it, this white one, was here. And the doorways match up. In fact, when you see Charlie Bucket running home whenever the guy who owns the newsstand says, "Run home, Charlie! Don't stop until you get home," it's right here.
Come on, Charlie! Hold on to that ticket! Run for it, Charlie! Run straight home and don't stop till you get there!
Now that we know that the newsstand was right about there, our best guesstimate is the exact spot where Charlie Bucket found the golden ticket would have been right where this doorway is today. It's right next to the newsstand. It was a doorway back then. Here at the new building, it's the doorway to the new building. I'm guessing it's apartments. But can you imagine every day walking through where the last golden ticket was found? That's kind of fun. I wonder if people find it lucky. I wonder if people care. I care.
Hey, you've got it! You've got the last golden ticket! The kids found the last golden ticket! Hold it up, Sonny's doing it.
Trying to make sense of all the different changes on the streets since they made the movie has been quite hard. But we often say that in order to make sense of everything and in order to kind of get the whole picture, you have to put your boots on the ground and walk it. And this was a perfect example of that. But I think we did it. I think we did it.
You found the 5th golden ticket. May I introduce myself? Asa Slugworth.
I know I'm doing these filming locations out of order, but that's okay because that's just the fun of it. You never really know what to expect. Now, what I'm walking through right now is what I like to call the Slugworth Tunnel. Because after Charlie Bucket finds the 5th golden ticket, he gets it and he runs home and he runs down this ramp. I'm going to show it in just a moment, through this tunnel, and down here in about the middle, we're going to try to pinpoint it, is where he runs into Arthur Slugworth. So this is the ramp that Charlie Bucket runs down carrying the golden ticket. Well, it's not so much a ramp anymore. There used to be steps over on the left-hand side. In the movie, there was a truck parked to the right. But if you pay close attention to this scene, you can see the roof of that building right over there off in the distance. And then you see this little column right next to the wall, right about the center of your screen. There's an arrow pointing that out. Now when he runs down here, the camera kind of pans a little bit, and then you see this second wall. Everything still matches up. He runs deep into Slugworth Tunnel. Yeah, this is cool. It kind of gave me nightmares. I'm actually quite surprised at how busy this tunnel is. There's been people on bicycles, people on scooters, people walking, carrying luggage, because right above us is the trains. You can hear them. I think during the movie there was a lot of construction going on. Now this is what it looks like in 2023. We got clouds painted on both sides. There's TV screens that tell you about when the trains are coming. A lot of fun. It looks like in the movie Charlie Bucket is running along that wall right there, which is the bike lane. And as he does this, he gets to right about the center of the tunnel. And then we see Slugworth pops out of this alcove, kind of like Jessica is right now. And Slugworth says, "What?"
I congratulate you, little boy. You have found the 5th golden ticket.
Exactly. Wait, I like your little Slugworth lip tremble. How'd that go? From here, We got a few other filming locations to visit from this movie. But I really love how they have this cloud set up here. It's pretty slick. Nice little breezeway. Now when it comes to Charlie Bucket's house, that is a completely different story. It's not a real place. They actually built the facade down here in a park in Munich. The sets, they were built, all the interiors. So we're gonna try to find where they built the house based on clips from the movie. And I have to keep in mind that this movie was filmed in 1970. At the time of recording this, it is 2023, and a lot has changed. But we have a pretty good idea where it's at. Now, baby girl, it's not a chocolate river, but I can't help but just imagine the boat going down this river right here. I mean, this is the closest thing that we've seen. That kind of makes us feel like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, like the boat ride, the creepy, creepy boat ride. There's a rather interesting wall mural down here with a character on it that kind of looks like Willy Wonka. See him right there? Now we're guessing that this translates to, if everyone thinks the same, there isn't much thought. Now, we're pretty close, so let's go ahead and continue moving on. This is just a nice little walk down here. I'm loving these waterways. Yeah, this is fun. This is really fun. Well, the water is starting to get a little calmer. And I think we are heading in the right direction. Are you throwing leaves into the water? Yes, you are. This is rather beautiful down here. So right across this little bridge is where Charlie's house was. And we see it very quickly, the outside, whenever Charlie's running home with the golden ticket in hand and he runs inside and he's like, look everybody, I got it, I got it. And Grandpa Joe's like, you're pulling our leg, Charlie. The last golden ticket was found. Now you see this walkway over here to the left. This is the way that Charlie was running, right towards where we are. And they built the facade for Charlie Bucket's house right here in this little grass patch in the center of your screen. And they took it down not too long after they were done filming the movie.
Look, everyone, look, I've got it! The fifth golden ticket is mine!
A lot has definitely changed since they made the movie here, but I think it's actually for the better, because whenever you look at that scene, when you watch it, it looks like the fence that's behind me, this metal fence, was actually made out of wood. And now it's a nice little park. Since we've been down here filming, there's been tons of people walking their dogs, going for a nice Sunday stroll, and it's actually quite beautiful and peaceful. Now just a heads up, every location that we visited for this movie, we've put one of our stickers. Some of them are hidden, and some of them are in plain sight. So this one here at Charlie Bucket's house is going to be right here on this post, right in front of it. So if you come here and you see it, you know that we were here. Get your picture, send it to us. Yeah. That's cool, that's fun. I really hate this scene, and I really questioned whether or not I wanted to include it in this video, but it is a pivotal scene and a lot of people like it. Typically, I like musicals, but there's always that one song that just doesn't really vibe with you. I love all the songs in this movie, except for this one. Now, over here on the left-hand side of your screen, you're gonna see two doors, two sets of stairs. This one right here in the center, this was where Charlie's mom was working when she was washing the clothes, I think it was. And he's in there and he's helping her. And they have that little heartfelt moment right inside that door.
Charlie, there are 100 billion people in this world, and only 5 of them will find golden tickets. Even if you had a sack full of money, you probably wouldn't find one.
Yes, it's the Cheer Up Charlie song. Now there's a scene in the movie right after he has the heartfelt talk with his mom that he opens the door and he walks out into the night, and that is this. It's a car park now. You can see that white wall behind him and it's lit by a streetlight. there's a street light right there. Now, what's fun about this, he's actually turning and walking down this way to an alleyway. And when he does this, you see another set of stairs. You have to look very closely for it. So that's how we know that the other ones were where that scene took place.
Cheer up, Charlie.
He turns the corner and he walks right down here. And for the most part, it still looks the same. I mean, look at that.
Give me a smile.
Sad Charlie Bucket walking off into the night. I hate this song. I asked Jessica if she'd be up for sitting where Charlie Bucket's mother sat and sing Cheer Up Charlie, and she said, heckins no, she's not doing it. Probably because it's raining. If it wasn't raining, I'm sure we would get another beautiful song from her, but not today. With that being said, thank you for joining us on another Grimm adventure, this time visiting the filming locations to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Until next time, happy Halloween.
Wherever I come, bad luck is coming my way. Wherever I go, hard luck is there to stay. Good luck never stays a day. Bad luck's